Kung pagpapatuloy ang pagbabago, itataguyod ang bawat Pilipino. Sa kanyang talino aahon tayo. Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala. Sa kanyang mga pagpag, kasama tayo sa paglipad. Sa talayang lakas, hindi tayo mati.
Isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. Kung paano kumalinga sa kapos at mahihirap. Puri ng taong aking hinahanap sa hinaharap. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Duterte apelyido, pangalan Inday Sara. Minamahal, tinatangkilik siya ng Pilipinong masa. Mismong ako ang patunay at aking nasaksihan nang siya'y aking makasama sa buong kapuluan. Mas mahalaga sa kanyang sarili, pagmamahal sa kanyang kapwa. Puso niya sumeserbisyo sa kapos at mga dukha. Ang mapabuti ang buong bansa'y kanyang hinahangad. At ang tiwala ng sambayanan ay may lagay sa kanyang palad. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Isang taong may tapang, may pitak sa ating bansa. Isang taong may prinsipyo, may isang salita. Paglipad ng agila, magkaisa tayong lahat. Pagmamahal, suportang tunay ang ating ipangtapat. At tayo ay susuklian, buong pusong paninilbihan. Buong mundo niya ay iikot para sa buong bayan. Sa hamon ng kinabukasan, tayo'y nasa likuran. At umasa kang si Inday Sara nasa harapan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
May bagong pag-asa ng nadarama, may bagong sigla tayong nakikita, pumapagaspas sa hangin. Dala-dala rin ng alon, lilipad tayo, lilipad tayo.
Ipagpapatuloy ang pagbabago, itataguyod ang bawat Pilipino. Sa kanyang talino aahon tayo.
Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala.
Sa kanyang mga pakpak, kasama tayo sa paglipad.
Dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
Tunay, love you! Huwag ka mag-alala, number 1 kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh sa mga kapatid nating Muslim. May buntag at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po dito sa Sara All For You ngayong araw ng Martes. Sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, Tek Ocampo, live mula rito sa Davao City. Kahapon po ay nasa Mindanao ang unit team sa pangunguna ni Apo Bongbong Marcos at Mayor Sara Duterte at ilang senatorial candidates at bumisita sila sa 3 probinsya. Unang binisita ng unit team ang North Cotabato kung saan makikita ang libo-libong supporters na nakiisa sa Grand Rally na isinagawa sa bayan ng Carmen. Nagpasalamat ang unit team sa suportang binigay ng mga taga North Cotabato. Muling pinaalala ni Mayor Sara Duterte ang mga supporters na maging burger lang kung sakaling batikusin dahil sa pag-anib sa kanila.
Ang kamot sa kasing-kasing maong si Inday Sara. Ang kamot na kumo maong ang Duterte. Ang victory sign maong ang si BTR. Ang kining burger. Kung kamo, gipalisgan, gi-cancel, gi-boycott, gi-away, tungod kay suporta mo sa Marcos o sa Duterte. Ang inyong halang itupag pirmi. Maraming salamat! Maraming salamat!
Ikalawang probinsya na binisita ng unit team kahapon ay ang Maguindanao Province kung saan mainit din silang tinanggap ng mga Maguindanawans. Muling ipinawagan ni Apo Bongbong Marcos at Mayor Sara Duterte ang pagkakaisa tungo sa mas maunlad na bansa kung sila ay pagbibigyan na maglingkod bilang Pangulo at Pangalawang Pangulo. Ginanap ang Grand Rally sa Provincial Capital Ground sa bayan ng Buluan.
Hashtag magtulungan, Senator Gringo Honawan.
Last stop ng unit team ay ang probinsya ng Sultan Kudarat kung saan libo-libo ring mga supporters ang dumalo sa Grand Rally na ginanap naman sa Provincial Capital Ground sa bayan ng Isulan. Mas nagliwanag pa ang gabi dahil sa napakainit na pagtanggap ng mga taga-Sultan Kudarat sa unit team. Muling ipinahayag ni Apo Bongbong Marcos na pagpapatuloy niya ang mga programa ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte tulad ng Build, Build, Build program kontra kriminalidad at iba pa.
Kailangan po namin tulungan ng ating mga kaibigan na mas nagpapatakbo ng maliliit na negosyo upang sila ay magtatrabaho ulit. Kailangan po natin pagandahin ang ating agrikultura upang magtatrabaho ulit at magkaroon ng sapat na pagkain para sa ating mga kababayan. Kailangan po natin ayusin ang infrastruktura. Ituloy po natin yung build ni Pangulong Duterte. At isama na natin dyan yung digital internet na kailangan pagandahin para yung internet natin ay mas maganda, mas mabilis at mas mura.
Patuloy po nating antabayan ang susunod pang kaganapan ng Unity dito lang po sa Mayor Sara Duterte Facebook page at Inday Sara Duterte YouTube channel. Samantala, upang maging official supporter ng Unity at ituloy ang Pugbabago Movement o IPM, narito ang mga hakbang na maaring sundin. Panorin po natin.
Sa simpleng pagpindot ng iyong cellphone, maaari lang may pahayag ang iyong pagsuporta sa Unity at ituloy ang Pugbabago Movement. Unang gawin ay pumunta sa www.ipm2022.ph. Upang maging opisyal na miyembro ng Unity at IPM, itap ang Register as a Supporter. Kompletuhin ang mga kinakailangang importanteng detalye ng supporter registration form, gaya ng iyong pangalan, middle name at apelyido, kasarian, edad at ang iyong mobile number. Kung ikaw ay isang overseas Filipino worker, piliin ang yes at ilagay kung saang bansa ka nakatira. Kung ikaw naman ay nandito sa Pilipinas, ilagay ang rehiyon, probinsya, lungsod o munisipalidad at kung saang barangay ka nakatira. Kinakailangan rin ang iyong kompletong address. Paalala, huwag gumamit ng pagdadaglat o abbreviation. Sunod ay piliin ang kategorya na iyong kinabibilangan. Pumili rin ng sektor na iyong kinabibilangan. Siguraduhin tama ang iyong ibinigay na impormasyon bago pindutin ang Save button. Pagkatapos pindutin ang Save button, lalabas sa screen ang iyong official ID, nagpapatunay na ikaw ay isang official supporter ng Unity at ituloy ang Pugbabago Movement. Paalala, hindi na maaaring bumalik sa nakaraang page kung nariyan na ang iyong official ID. Agad na pindutin ang Save button bago ito mawala. Kung sakaling mayroong mga katanungan, maaaring message ang ituloy ang Pugbabago Facebook page at agad namin itong sasagutin.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Ba't ka sumali dyan? Panlalaki yan. Yan talaga yung mga naririnig ko that time eh.
Ako po ay galing sa mahirap na pamilya. Tuloy pa rin ang buhay, lumalaban pa rin ako.
Kaya nga ang ginawa ko, talagang nagsumikap ako sa lahat ng paraan na pwedeng mabuhay kami.
Fulfilling. Kasi para dugot pawis po yung pinagdaanan namin during training.
Lahat ng mga leader ng LGBT mag-meeting kasi mayroon daw ibigay na programa ang gobyerno tulad ng mga livelihood.
The world will be a better place if objective po yung kagandahan.
Ang kagandahan sa akin, it's for everybody.
Maganda ako dahil nakasurvive ako sa hirap ng buhay ko noon.
Ako si Inday AJ, sasagitin ka sa anumang panganib.
Ako si Inday Masoy, kakampi mo sa hamon ng buhay.
Ako po si Inday Darwin, hahasain ang inyong isip tungo sa magandang buhay. Inday will always love you.
Pinatunayan ng Davao City LGU sa pamumuno ni Mayor Sara Duterte na hindi hadlang ang distansya upang ihatid ang serbisyong medikal, lalo na para sa mga Davaoenyong nakatira sa mga malalayong barangay. Tunghayan po natin ang isa sa mga napakagandang proyekto ng lungsod, ang Marilog District Hospital sa special feature ng ituloy ang Pugbabago Movement o IPM.
Ang nakakaawang pag-iyak ng mga batang pasyente gaya ng 2 banggulang pa lamang na sanggol na ito ang dahilan kung bakit nabigyan ng pag-asa ang mga residente ng Marilog District sa Davao City na magkakaroon sila ng malapit na healthcare facility. Napapabilang kasi sa GIDA o Geographically Isolated and Disadvantaged Areas ang Marilog District. At dahil sa layo nito sa syudad ay may mga namamatay na bata o pasyente na nangangailangan ng tulong medikal. Mayroon mang naitayong health center sa lugar noong 2002, ngunit dahil sa lokasyon nito ay tila hindi ito nabigyan noon ng sapat na atensyon. Taong 2018 nang ma-assign dito ang nooy doktor to the barrio na si Dr. Eli Benaventura.
Nag-present ako sa local health board. So, i-present ko kung anong opportunity, kung anong meron dito, may building, pero walang personnel, walang budget. Pagkatapos nun, yun na, nagkausap kami ni Mayor sa isang fiesta, araw ng barangay. Sinabihan ko siya na ito yung kailangan dito sa Marilog. So, nung panahon na yun, in-approve ni Mayor, initial na budget na 12.6 million.
Ayon kay Doc Eli, tila si Mayor Inday Sara Duterte umano ang unang naniwala sa kanya noon na kayang magkaroon ng isang fully functional na ospital sa isang remote area. Kung kaya't Pebrero taong 2021 ay nabigyan ng license to operate ang Marilog District Hospital na nakapagseserbisyo sa iilang barangay na nasasakupan ng nasabing distrito. Simula nang nagbukas ito ay nakapagtala na ito ng mahigit sa 10,000 pasyente. Kabilang sa mga pasyenteng ito ang mga nagpapa-prenatal check-up at maging mga nanganganak.
Base natin sa datos, sa goal ng WHO at saka DOH at saka ng city na ating i-improve yung maternal and child health.
Bawat taon ay nasa mahigit 1,400 ang nanganganak sa Marilog District. Umaabot sa 60% nito ay home birth o nanganganak lang sa bahay. Maaari itong magsanhi ng komplikasyon at maging pagkamatay. Ipinagpapasalamat ng husto ng 38 taong gulang na si Jovelyn Kagumban, isang miyembro ng indigenous people, ang pag-uumpisa ng operasyon ng ospital sa kanilang lugar.
Sa una, sa wala pa hospital, halos dili mi makasagaran, mga matay na lang among pasyente kay dili man mi makaadto sa downtown nya. Karon kay nanay hospital, murag kanang nalipay jud mi kay naana jud mi doon na lang jud kaayo ang among madaganan kung in kaso nga naay mga sakit-sakit.
Dagdag na tulong rin sa kanila na sa pagbukas ng ospital ay nabigyan sila ng oportunidad na makapagtrabaho.
Dako jud kay natabang sa amo ang sa amo nga kahimtang labi na sa amo nga kanang mag-uuma lang may murag sukad nga nakasulod ko sa ospital, niangat-angat ang amo ang pagpuyo.
Hindi lang si Jovelyn ang IP na nagtatrabaho rito. On duty rin ang 30 taong gulang na doktor na si Jeannie Salmasan. Siya ang kauna-unahang IP Medical Student Scholar noon ng Davao City LGU.
I would be able to relate, no? Kasi I have relatives as well on IPs that actually really need help talaga. Masaya na feeling na marami tayong natutulungan while serving here sa Marilog District.
Naniniwala si Doc Jeannie na hindi na muling magiging mailap ang serbisyong medikal para sa mga residente ng Marilog District.
Naging successful ang operationalization ng Marilog District Hospital dahil sa sama-sama mula kay Mayor Inday sa leadership niya hanggang sa konseho kay Vice Mayor Baste, sa council, city council, sa mga barangay local government units, 12 barangays ng Marilog District Hospital, at saka yung mga tribal leaders, na tribal communities, at saka of course ang mga private partners natin.
Naghahanda ngayon ang pamunuan ng Marilog District Hospital para sa inasam nila na mula sa pagiging isang infirmary ay maging isang level 1 district hospital ito. Sa katunayan ay halos kompleto na ang kanilang mga pasilidad at serbisyo. Makakatulong rin ang mga proyekto ng Davao City LGU gaya ng lingap para sa mahirap at butika ng barangay. Sa loob lamang ng konting panahon, naging posible na magkaroon ng dekalidad na serbisyong medikal sa Marilog District ng Davao City.
With Mayor Inday, sinisikap talaga namin na maging maayos lahat, sunod lahat sa mga standards ng DOH at saka ng mga batas.
Ang Marilog District Hospital ay patunay na kung may pagtutulungan, abot kamay ang pag-unlad ng isang pamayanan.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Andyan sa puso natin yung hindi humuhusga sa ibang tao.
Yun pong tao na handang tumulong, yung mga instrumentong ginagamit ni Lord, yun pong ililift up ako, yung magbigay ng encouragement.
Marunong makisama kasi yung tao naman na nakakaharap mo araw-araw, kung maganda yung pakikitungo mo, babalik din sa'yo lahat ng kagandahan na ginawa mo para sa kanila.
Ako si Inday Nila, person with disability. Aalagaan ka.
Ako si Inday Lai, sasamahan kita.
Ako po si Inday Jane, handang maglingkod, isang Inday. Inday will always love you.
Lilipad na ang agila at bagong araw ang pag-asa kanyang dala sa kanyang mga papag. Kasama tayo sa pag-ibig, sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo at tatataasipan tayo. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Bago po tayo magbasa ng messages mula sa ating viewers, shoutout po muna sa mga grupong sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, kay Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa Uniteam. Kislap o kay Inday Sara, lilipad ang Pilipinas. Isip Pilipinas o Inday Sara, ikalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Isda, Inday Sara Duterte ako. Sara tayo at Let's Go Uniteam Coalition. Mensahe mula kay Jerry Caberto, watching from Alcobar Crew S86. Maraming salamat po, Sir Jerry, at sa inyong mga kasamahan sa suporta ninyo na ibinigay kay Mayor Sara Duterte, ang ating future Vice President. Mula naman kay Ella Grace de los Reyes, I love Davao City. I am in Davao right now and the people here so very kind. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Ella. Totoo po yan. At maraming salamat sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula kay Rain Sky Winter, watching from Padre Garcia, Batangas. Maraming salamat po, Rain, at sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Batangas sa inyong panonood at suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula kay Merla Sagisabal, win na win, Inday Sara, God bless. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Merla, at sa inyong mga kasamahan na sumusuporta sa ating future Vice President, Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula kay Tet Berhel, pa-shoutout po sa hepe namin, CRO Marita Castillo Relimbo. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Tet, at sa inyong mga suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula kay Hazel May Gabines, watching from Bohol, Tagbilaran. Dagang salamat diya sa Bohol, Hazel, sa inyong mga suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte ingon man sa BBM ug sa Unity. Hana Muhammad, excited na po kami makita kayo dito sa Basilan, Bongbong Marcos and Mayor Inday Sara Duterte. Allah bless you all po, solid BBM Sara. Maraming salamat po, Hana, at sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, kay BBM at sa Unity. Wala naman kay Rowena Solamilio. Bienvenidos na Zamboanga City, my hometown. Mayor Inday Sara Duterte, God bless you. Ma'am Rowena, maraming salamat po at sa lahat ng mga Zamboangenyo na sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte bilang ating ikalawang Pangulo ng bansa. Mula kay Sansu Oynama, watching from Kuwait. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Sansu, sa iyong pagsuporta at sa lahat ng mga nanonood dyan sa Kuwait. Maraming salamat po and God bless. Ingat po kayo palagi. Mula naman kay Casilon, OFW Vlog, Magbubukid, watching from British Columbia, Canada. CA Solid BBM Sara kami, including my family in the Philippines. Nako, maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta dyan sa Canada at sa inyong pamilya sa patuloy na pagsuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte at sa buong Unity Team at kay BBM po. Mula naman kay IGN Falcon, watching from Cotabato City, Sara All Landslide, BBM Sara. Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta sa BBM Sara Unity. Mula kay Viols B. Montemayor, watching from Greenwich, Connecticut. Yan, tama. Proud of you, Sara Duterte. Maraming salamat po sa mga suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte at maging sa buong Unity.
Inday Sara, ikaw ang Agila.
Dito sa Artist for Sara, pakinggan natin ang message of support ng iilang Pinoy artist para kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Kabilang narito sina Bernice Laurel, isang freelance actress at miyembro ng LGBTQ community at singer-songwriter na minsan nang tumira sa Davao City ng 8 taon na si Wency Cornejo. Narito ang kanilang mga pahayag dito lang sa Artist for Sara.
Hi, I'm Bernice Laurel. I'm a freelance actress. Naniniwala po ako kay Inday Sara na matutulungan niya po kaming may pasa o masuportahan ng SOGI bill. Ngayong pandemic, syempre kailangan ko po ng regular work. So, naghanap po ako kasi wala po masyadong taping. Naghanap po ako ng work as a call center. Dahil po sa iba't ibang company, nakakaramdam po ako ng problema sa aking kasarian. Bakit kaya po ganun? Nagiging batayan po ang kasarian para hindi ka magkaroon ng magandang trabaho. May nakasaad po ba sa batas na bawal po ang kasarian namin? Sana manalo talaga si Inday Sara kasi alam ko, nasa puso niya kaming LGBT.
So, having lived in Davao for almost 8 years since 2010, tapos bumalik na ako naman nila ng 2018, I can really say that ang pamamalakad ng mga Duterte, both the father and the daughter, si Sara, ang galing talaga. I've seen so many changes sa Davao since the late 90s up to the time I lived there. So, ang suporta ko para sa kanila talaga buong buo dahil nga nakita ko ang pagbabago. And I myself, I really do believe in the change that the mag-ama can bring. Especially now that si Digong is somewhat retiring and Sara is taking over, new blood. So, pagbabagong bago, Sara Duterte.
Ako po si Direk Niel de Mesa ng Artist for Sara. Kung ikaw ay isang Pilipino na tunay na sumusuporta kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at sa tambalang BBM Sara, hinahayag mo ito sa iyong social media accounts o nagsishare ng mga posts tungkol sa Unity. At syempre, ikaw ay isang malikhaing alagad ng sining. Maaring ikaw ay isang musiko, aktor, mga awit, kompositor, taga-teatro, mananayaw, designer, graphic artist, live performer, filmmaker, manunulat, DJ, o di kaya ay nasa larangan ng multimedia at creative arts. maaari mo nang sabihin ikaw ay isang artist for Sara. Isa sa adhikain ni Mayor Inday Sara ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap, walang kasarian, walang relihiyon. Sa makatuwid, walang sikat at hindi sikat. Ang boses mo at ang iyong suporta ay mahalaga, lalo na sa larangan ng sining. Isang larangan na nais pag-ibayuhin ni Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at suportahan sa paparating niyang termino. Kung nais mong makibahagi sa mga activities o events para sa tambalang BBM Sara, mag-email lang ng inyong contact details sa artistsforsara@gmail.com. Daghang salamat at mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Assalamualaikum, madayaw ug maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Maraming salamat sa mga kasapi ng Artists for Sara para sa inyong suporta sa aking mithiin na maging pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakakataba ito ng puso at dagdag inspirasyon at lakas ng loob para sa akin. Sama-sama po tayong isulong ang isang mapayapa at maunlad na pamumuhay para sa bawat Pilipino. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Bago po tayo magpaalam, shoutout muna sa mga grupong patuloy ang suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa buong Uniteam. Let's go Uniteam Coalition, Super Inday, Sara All, Masada o Marcos Sara Duterte Alliance, Inday Cares, at iba't ibang BBM Sara Uniteam chapters sa buong mundo. At dyan po nagtatapos ang SA4U ngayong araw ng Martes. Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa ating programa. Muli pong paalala, mag-ingat pa rin laban sa COVID-19, hindi lang para sa ating sarili, kundi para rin sa ating mga mahal sa buhay. Kaya always wear your face mask, observe social distancing, at magpabakuna o booster shot po tayong lahat. At sa ngalan ni Mayor Inday Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, Tek Ocampo, puso at serbisyo, at ito po ang Sara All for You.
Sara Zimmerman Duterte is a Filipino politician and lawyer. She is popularly known in the Philippines as Inday Sara. The nickname Inday means beloved in the Visayan language. In her baptism records, her name is Sara Vicenta, in honor of her grandfather, Vicente. She is the second child of Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Elizabeth Zimmerman Duterte, a former flight attendant and teacher. Sara is the first ever elected woman and the youngest vice mayor and mayor of Davao City. Her life is profoundly backdropped by her family's long history in politics and public service. Her socio-political acumen and leadership skills have been sharpened by the Duterte family's tradition of working in the government and serving the people. Sara's grandfather, lawyer Vicente Tete Gonzales Duterte, was governor of the then undivided Davao Province from 1959 to 1965. For 3 years, starting 1965, he served as the Secretary of General Services of former President Ferdinand Marcos. Before this, he served as acting mayor of Cebu's municipality of Danao from 1946 to 1948. Sara's Lolo Tete was a man remembered by many for his humility and magnanimity. Her grandmother, Soledad Gonzales Roa, was an educator who established a foundation in Davao City that served indigenous people's children needing education. On the other hand, Sara's maternal ancestry provided her with an acute understanding of the heart of the working class. Her maternal grandfather, Godofredo Baldazo Zimmerman, was the son of George John Zimmerman, a German-American missionary, and Cristita Baldazo, who hailed from Hilongos, Leyte. Her lolo Godo worked his way up from crew to ship captain. Sara's grandmother, Purissima Puring Fortunado Abellana, was an exuberant popular vendor in Davao City's Bangkerohan and Manila's Baclaran markets. Puring's roots are traced back to Tuburan, Cebu, and is said to be a putative descendant of Hari Tupas, the son-in-law of Hari Humabon. Before politics, Sara had a brief stint as a court attorney in the Supreme Court of the Philippines in 2006. She then served as vice mayor from 2007 to 2010 and was elected mayor in 2010 in what is now known as the biggest landslide election victory in the history of Davao. Although a newcomer in 2007, Sara demonstrated transformational leadership skills among the members of the City Council. Her colleague, the veteran legislator Pilar Braga, described her as a firm, principled, tactful negotiator, pacifier, and fearless administrator. One of the landmark legislation passed when she was vice mayor was the Watershed Code of Davao. It aims to protect, conserve, and manage the watershed areas of the city. Her landmark project while serving vice mayor was Inday Para sa Barangay, a whole-of-government approach to service every year in each of the 182 barangays of the city. It is now called the Caravan of Government Services when she moved to the city mayor's office. During her term as mayor, the timeless Davao Life is Here brand was created. It propelled Davao City's image as a desired market and destination for investment and tourism events, including the meetings, incentives, conference, exhibitions market. As a neophyte mayor in 2010, she easily gained the trust of Region 11 economic pillars. Then President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. appointed her as chairperson of the Regional Development Council. The RDC under her leadership made notable accomplishments that propelled the region. She was also selected as a NEDA Board Regional Development Committee Mindanao Area Committee chairperson. During her first full year as RDC chairperson, Davao Region's gross regional domestic product expanded from 3.9% in 2011 to 7.1% in 2012. Because of this notable accomplishment, Sara was lauded by Joey Salceda, a prominent economist and well-respected member of the House of Representatives, as someone with an enlightened leadership style and sophisticated economic thinking. Under Sara's leadership, Davao City soared to greater heights and emerged as a premier city in Mindanao. For the short period of 2011 to 2013, Davao City received 36 awards, citations, and recognitions for good governance, business, tourism, health, environment, fiscal management, transparency, among others. Sara served as a regional officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators in 2007 to 2010 and served as officer in the National Executive Board of the League of Cities Philippines in 2010 to 2013. At this point, she already figured in the early surveys for senators in the 2013 elections, even if she was underage. In 2013, Sara took a respite from politics, devoting her time as one of the partner lawyers of Carpio and Duterte lawyers. She passed the pre-judicature program of the Philippine Judicial Academy in preparation for her plans to join the judiciary. Her desire to continue serving the public led her to be involved in a non-government organization, and in 2014, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. On the side, she worked on various product endorsements and as a segment host for a local morning news show on GMA Network. Her hosting job gave her the opportunity to volunteer, deliver relief, and report firsthand on the damage and the needs of the Boholanos during the 2013 earthquake. In 2016, Sarah re-entered local politics and ran for mayor. She and her mother Elizabeth, who was in between cancer treatments, embarked on a national bus caravan called Biyaheng Duterte to help campaign for President Duterte. They were joined by some members of the family and Sarah's friends and classmates from high school. Fresh from the success of the bus campaign, the centerpiece of her mayoral comeback was called Biyaheng Duterte, a political agenda guided by 30 projects for 10 priority sectors: education, health, poverty alleviation, infrastructure development, solid waste management and environment, agriculture, investment and tourism, traffic and transportation management, disaster risk reduction and management, and peace and order. As a believer of continuity, Sarah's 2019 mayoral re-election bid was anchored on the 2016 platform, but this time called Biyaheng Duterte, the second trip. Sarah relentlessly pursued peace and progress in her administration. As a result, she was able to lift Davao City to a stellar national status with 117 awards, citations, and recognitions from March 2017 to December 2021. Davao City is included on the 2021 Top 10 Richest Cities of the Philippines of the Commission on Audit. And in the same year, Davao City was ranked the 4th most competitive, highly urbanized city by the Department of Trade and Industry. At the end of calendar year 2022, Davao City is expected to be debt-free. At the start of 2016, when she returned as mayor, Davao City's loan balance was in the amount of 1.3 billion pesos out of all loans contracted by the city during the years 2000, between 2005 and 2010, and in 2015. Loan repayments have been consistently provided for in the budget. For the year 2022, the amount of 46.7 million pesos has been made available for the final repayment, making Davao City debt-free. During her terms as mayor between 2016 and 2022, she played supporting roles to the Regional Development Council and the Regional Peace and Order Council. Sarah accepted the challenge of the appointment as chairperson of both the Metropolitan Davao Coordinating Committee under the RDC and the Task Force Tuganay of the RPOC. Both committees are trailblazing peace and development initiatives in Region 11. The Metro Davao Committee lists as an accomplishment the House of Representatives and Senate approval of the creation of Metropolitan Davao Development Authority. Sarah has been recognized both here and abroad for the work that she has done as local chief executive. In 2012, she was one of the 88 nominees to the prestigious World Mayor Awards and one of the only 2 Filipino mayor nominees. In 2021, she was selected as the Philippines' top-performing mayor with a rating of 93% by an independent and non-commissioned survey of the RP Mission and Development Foundation, Incorporated. It was a feat achieved in the time of the crushing COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign governments have also recognized Sarah for her work, generously supporting and inviting her to learn from their countries. She was one of only 2 Philippine mayors invited in 2012 by the government of Israel to attend the 28th International Mayors Conference. In that same year, she also participated in the World Mayors Forum in Singapore. In 2018, Sarah participated in an urban planning study tour in the cities of Tokyo and Kitakyushu with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And in 2020, she attended the 88th Winter Meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Sarah is an alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department. Her advocacies are reflected in the projects dearest to her, the Peace 911, Magnegosyo Taday, Pugbabago Campaign, and the Kian Gabriel Hotline. Peace 911 is a successful local peace initiative that practically brought stability to the once conflict area of Pugbabago District in Davao City. The project contributed to the collapse of the New People's Army Guerrilla Front 55. Magnegosyo Taday is a livelihood support project that encouraged entrepreneurship of women. The success of MTD spawned the Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday that intend to support entrepreneurship in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. The Pugbabago Campaign is a two-pronged approach to solving interlocking problems related to poverty, children's education, and responsible parenthood. Through the Pugbabago Campaign, children and parents in the communities are given bags branded as Pugbabago that contain reading materials on the importance of education and responsible parenting. Sara personally delivers these bags to children and parents. She uses her voice and influence to steer families into the right path out of poverty. The Kian Gabriel Hotline was created to allow anonymous reporting of child neglect and abuse that paved the way to rescue children in distress. The hotline was created in memory of 2 children in Davao City who died because of abuse. Since its operationalization in October 2016 and as of January 2022, no child has died at the hands of abusers in the city. In 2018, Sara led the creation of Hugpong ng Pagbabago, a region-wide political party aimed at creating a strong, peaceful, and developed region that can become a symbol of hope for our country's progress. Just like in 2016, she also went around the country in 2019, but this time on her favorite big bike, a 900cc Yamaha XSR, she fondly named Ella to help campaign for senator candidates. In November 2021, Sara took her oath as a member of the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats National Party. Sara is currently the chairperson of both the HNP and Lakas CMD. Sara is an adopted member of the Philippine Military Academy Maharlika Class of 1984 and the Philippine National Police Academy Tagapagkalinga Class of 1991. She is a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Armed Forces of the Philippines Army Reserve Command. She holds the rank of Colonel and is currently the Assistant Brigade Commander of the 2202nd Ready Reserve Combined Arms Brigade, Philippine Army. She has received several medals, ribbons, badges, and citations for her work in Davao in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. She also received a presidential award from former President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. and the Philippine Commission for the Urban Poor in December 2011. And in August 2021, Sara was celebrated by Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards as someone who has contributed to the creation of a brighter future. Sara is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy graduate from the San Pedro College in Davao City. She received her Juris Doctor degree from the San Sebastian College Recoletos in the city of Manila. She was presented as one of the 30 most outstanding St. Augustine awardees of San Sebastian in January 2014 and was granted by the San Sebastian College of Law the Distinguished Alumna Award for Public Service in February 2020. She also received the Distinguished Woman of Service Award from the San Beda College Alumni Association in February 2011. Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian. Sara is a graduate in 2011 of the twin program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Command and General Staff College, General Staff Course, and the Development Academy of the Philippines, Master of Public Management. Sara is blessed as an adopted member of the Ate tribe of Davao City in 2013. She was given the name Bio Simulun. She is also an adopted daughter of the province of Camarines Sur and the city of Tangub, and in 2019, she was blessed as an adopted daughter of the province of Abras Tingyan tribe, given the name Dulimaman, which was inspired from the courageous heroine in the tribe's epic Wadagan Ken Dulimaman. Sara was once involved in an infamous punching incident of a court sheriff in 2011. She has twice publicly apologized for what happened and was suspended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and reprimanded through an administrative case. Looking back, she describes the sad incident as a turning point in her life as a politician, a constant reminder not to embarrass the mandate given to me by the people. She now considers herself the best person to talk about peace because she was once a national face of rage. Meanwhile, Sara has a collection of photos of herself with facades and altars of numerous Catholic churches taken during her travels all around the country. She is keenly interested in the architecture and history of Catholic churches, believing that each reflect the faith of the people and the uniqueness of the towns where these churches are built. She is married to fellow lawyer Manassas Reyes Carpio, and they have 3 children named Shark, Stingray, and Stonefish. Inday Sara is undoubtedly no magician, but the strength of her heart to lift everyone and soar high, fight, and win makes her second to none.